Welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk with Dr. V and Mr. P. How are you doing today, Mr. P?
I'm doing great. How are you, Dr. B?
I'm doing good, doing good. Fabulous this new year, starting off 2023 right on the right foot.
What you're not swell, Dr. B?
Hey, you know what? It's a new year. We're gonna change it up.
You're gonna change it up.
We're gonna change it up a little
Can
bit.
I get a bigger fabulous though? Can I get a bigger fabulous?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Oh, you trying Dr. B trying to get her sexy on for the
And
new
you
year.
know it. And
Yeah,
you know it.
I ain't mad at you, Dr. B. Welcome to 2023.
Welcome,
Dr. B,
welcome.
how was your 2022? How
Fabulous.
would you round it up? You were fabulous?
How did I okay, I think I ended my 2022 on a high note, a good note of continuing health and wellness and eating right properly,
Mhm, mhm,
maintaining friendships with whom I have,
mhm,
being a phenomenal mother, friend, and pastor, um,
mhm.
professor. I think I just, I can go on and on. But I think just continuing to have faith and love God brought me through 2022. And I just know that it's just greater things happening for us in 2023.
Okay, so 2022 for you was a good year.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can't complain about 2022. Some good things, some highs. Not really, I can't think of really lows. My daughter graduated in December. Thank God. Thank you. Another one down. Another one down.
Ooh,
SU 2022. She graduated. She's this much closer, Dr. B, to getting out my pocket. So thank you, Lord. Thank you,
that's
Lord.
always a wonderful thing.
Two down, one to go. So,
That's right. That's
you know,
right. That's
we
right.
strive for excellence over here, Dr. B. So
You got it. Yeah, I got it.
um, we count degrees over here. So
Uh-huh.
I'm not knocking nobody who don't, but we count degrees over here.
I
So
don't
we have
blame you.
expectations for you to be a great human being who's highly educated, grounded, able to sustain yourself and able to take care of yourself and be a productive person out in this world. So we
That's
we got
right.
two down, one more to go.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to finish it strong with this last one and get him on out the door. But the countdown has started, Dr. V. The countdown has
Yes,
started.
countdown is on. The final countdown.
Right, we're ready to get it over with. So yeah, 2022 ended on a good note. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to 2023. 2023 is a milestone year for my wife and I. So as we hit that half a century mark, Dr. V. So we'll see what 2023 has to offer.
Trust me,
Right,
2023 is bright.
right. A lot of positive things. So hopefully everyone else
Yeah.
out there listening, you had a successful, healthy 2022, or you're getting back to where you need to be. So for 2023, hopefully it just continue. I don't really do the whole New Year's resolution. Do you kind of do that, Dr. V? Do you
No,
make resolutions every?
no.
Yeah, I don't really do that. I just feel like if I'm going to make a change, I try to make that change immediately, and I don't.
Exactly.
For people who do that, that's a motivating point. So, what 2020 January gym memberships go up. So, you know,
Yeah, they do.
a lot of
And
things happen
by
in January.
March, everybody's
Right,
gone.
by March, everybody be falling off, right? So,
Right.
everybody's going off the New Year strong. So, for those of you who mark the rollover in the year as a starting point for you getting better, congratulations to you, and hopefully you can continue on those endeavors that you have for 2023. So,
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
2023 start off on a great note. Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back national
Go
champions. So
dogs! Go
go dogs.
dogs!
What can I say? What can I say? Go dogs. All y'all out there listening. We had a lot of hate. Had a lot of hate, Dr. V. Had a lot of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hate. Probably people throwing salt. But hey, the way
Hey,
Georgia showed up and put a whooping on TCU, there's no doubt about who's the number one team in the country.
exactly.
There's
Exactly.
no doubt. They left nothing. no doubt in anybody's mind that no matter who
Back
lined up
to
against the
back,
Georgia
baby.
Bulldogs this year, no, y'all wasn't coming out with the W. So
No,
shout out
back to back. So
the Georgia Bulldogs, and then condolences. There was a
yes,
offensive lineman, and I guess she was a recruiting analyst or someone who passed away in a
yes.
tragic car accident
Condolences
here.
to their families
Yes,
and
those
to
those families. So,
the players at UGA and all the
yeah.
students at
Yeah, the
UGA.
students.
Yes,
Yeah, so it's been some, highs and lows, but that's how life is. But for those of us who are still here, you got another opportunity to make the best of it and most of it, and
yes,
hopefully, you continue to do that. So, Dr. V,
yes,
so shout out
yes.
and condolences to those families. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you know what? Let's
um,
get all the condolences out the way.
yeah,
Lisa Marie Presley, the
yeah,
only daughter of Elvis Presley, passed away also. Condolences to the
yeah.
Presley family and her children and her mom.
Did she have other kids? I thought she had other kids after that one, because she had one daughter. I was just curious. I couldn't remember.
She
I
had a
remember
total
when
of,
she was.
wasn't it 4 or 5 children? Because one committed suicide.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I
And
didn't know
that's who
she had
she's
that
going to
many
be buried
kids.
by. She's going to be buried by him, beside him.
Okay. Okay. Because I know when she was married to Michael Jackson, right? She
Yeah, she didn't have
had
no kids from
one.
Michael
Right?
Jackson.
No, I know it's her. Michael never had any kids, right? But so she had one child when she was married to Michael, for those 2 years, and then she married Nicolas Cage, and then she's actually
For
got
a
divorced
short
in
period of
2020.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got her 4 kids, including I don't know
It's
who
4
Riley,
children. Mm-hmm.
but they kind of pretty much stay out of the limelight. They're
Limelight.
pretty low
Yeah.
key. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think she has one daughter who does acting.
Okay.
I didn't know that was her mother. But I guess the other kids, they kind of keep it on a low key,
Right.
like that. You know why they said she married Michael Jackson was to get Elvis catalog back, but that's just rumor here or there. So we'll see.
Here, there, don't know. But condolences to the Presley family. And
Yeah,
then the next person is to Gangsta Boo. I don't know her government
yeah,
name.
yeah. Gangsta Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, Dr. V. I have mixed feelings about things like that because unfortunately, it looks like she passed away from an overdose,
Yes.
and she was I think she was like 43, right? Her
Yes.
name, her government name was Lola Chantrell
Hmm.
Mitchell.
I like
Um,
Lola. Okay.
yeah, she was born in 79.
79. Okay. She's very
Yeah,
young.
yeah, so she's younger than us.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it seems like she passed away with some type of drug overdose.
Yeah.
Those people got to be careful out there. That cocaine, I think that are laced with fentanyl.
Yeah. Fentanyl.
Dangerous,
That is
Dr. V.
deadly. If you don't
Take
know
people
how
taking
much to
it.
put, don't be taking that stuff. If you can't go
They
to
should
the
be
regular,
taking it at all, Dr. V.
look, if you can't go to the regular weed man or the regular person and ain't on it that you do this, but if you don't know them people don't use that stuff, they cutting
Right.
this stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. It's I don't know. I guess it's just a mindset or culture, and I get it for people who take drugs heavily. A lot of times they're trying to mask, other things that are going
Yeah,
on. So I
yeah, they are.
understand. There's traumas or things that they're trying to mask or trying to cope with. So for the most part, it's a coping mechanism for a lot of people, and
Right.
hopefully people get the help or the mental help that they need or the therapy that they need, Dr. V, or
Hmm.
find strength in some other things other than a substance
Right.
abuse.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's just tragic all the way
Right.
around.
All the way around. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then I think you mentioned that DJ Paul, had to wind up paying for her funeral, and so
yeah.
that's another sad state affair as well. You get to a certain status in life, or people think that because you were in a successful group or on a successful song, that financially, you're doing well. In a lot of cases,
Yeah.
it's not. And a lot of these young rappers are emerging rappers who unfortunately are losing their life. They're leaving this earth with no financial gains or anything to
No.
pass. I know it was another rapper that I saw that they were going back and forth that was signed to Gucci Mane, and Gucci Mane had to wind up paying for his funeral. You know, so and it was going back and forth some flack around that, but it's you're not expecting it. I get it. You're not expecting um death or tragedy like that to happen, but at the same time it's like you're living a certain lifestyle, and with that lifestyle comes an increased chance for violence to impact you like that, and then basically leaves your family, you know, scraping up trying to figure out how to bury you.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know what I mean, Dr. V?
Yeah,
It's just
I
it's a
do.
sad thing, but it's the reality, and it seems to happen over and over again. You know, it's like
Yeah.
people selling fish plates or GoFundMe's to bury their loved ones, and it's, you know, it's like tragedy on type of tragedy. So, not to mention,
Yes.
you know, if you have kids or they leave, you know, you leave family here who's dependent upon you, and you know, they got to figure out how to work away. But
Right.
that's another discussion, Dr. V. That one thing I think that sometimes plagues our community
Right.
is making sure that we keep that health care and that insurance up to date, because
Yeah.
that's something that's interesting to me, Dr. V. And I know this is getting off on a different subject, but that's something that didn't pass down to this generation or our generation after, I would say, my grandmother's generation. My grandmother, my aunts, and all that old generation, if they didn't have anything else, they had insurance.
They had life insurance policy, or somebody in that family had you covered.
They had you covered, even like, well, with all their kids, like if they knew somebody was out there on the
Mhm.
streets, they had a policy about it. They had
Yep,
policies.
they kept all of that up to date. I don't
Mhm.
know why what happened. It's like it's a transition because now so many people are just focused on anything and they're not making that a priority. So they're paying
Mhm.
other bills and putting that to the side, saying, "Oh, okay, we're not thinking about that," because people don't like to talk about
Right.
death. They don't like to talk about, you know, people passing and funerals and plans and arrangements. So
Mhm.
they put that at the back burner. They don't, they as if it does not exist.
Yeah.
And so that's why people are not making it a priority. But our family, we saw it as a priority. You know, back in the day,
Mhm.
no one, you didn't hear all of this having to cook French fries. You didn't hear this, nobody asking for money to GoFundMe accounts because someone in the family had policies that took care of
Mhm.
these things. But this
Yeah. And
generation don't like to talk about that.
yeah, and they don't get prepared for it. It's like it's a different mindset, because even my grandmother's her generation, and even my mom them, they dropped the ball, that generation. So I would say the baby
Oh,
boomers, and maybe because of the way they grew up, they already had their plots. They had their burial plots planned
mhm,
way
mhm,
long time ago. They weren't older
mhm.
when they did it. They were younger when they had their plots.
Right,
They bought
right,
family plots and they prayed upon it, and they, you know, so when the time came or somebody unexpectedly passed in the family, they already had,
to
you
take
know,
care of.
arrested. And, you know, we would be, they could take care of the family dynamic work like
Right.
that. So somebody had enough space that they, you know, planned ahead. So it's just funny to me that, you know, even though we're supposed to be more educated, we're supposed to be more advanced or have more opportunities than our predecessors or our grandmother's generation. They seem to be more level set and prepared and forward thinking. They then unfortunately our generation is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Mhm,
um,
mhm.
that's just the interesting dynamic that, you know, I think gets missed a lot of times, because again,
Right.
there's my grandmother on both sides of my family, and even on my wife's families, the grandmothers and grandfathers, they already, there was no question about where they were going to rest, where, you know, they were going to be beside their mother. Their mothers were buried there, or their spouse and then some of them, unfortunately, sometimes they're children, family members. There was families, and they were with family. So
Right,
um,
right.
I don't know. That's a conversation that needs to be had, and people need to start planning for that more so, because the tragedies, not that they didn't have it. It seems like the life expectancy for some of these families, unfortunately, you need to be prepared for that, and
Yep,
versus having somebody over here, somebody over there. You never know where anybody is versus everyone together.
exactly.
So me personally,
Exactly.
Dr. I'm getting cremated, and you put me on the fireplace. So uh, I'm not I'm
Really?
not going in the ground. Why are you making that face?
Are you
No,
serious?
I do. Yeah. I've always told my wife this and the kids, I'm not doing a big funeral. No, I don't want a funeral. I don't want nobody coming over to me saying, oh, ooh, he looked like he's leaving. Oh, they did a good job on him. Look at it. Look at it. No, we're not doing all that, Dr. B. So just be prepared. I already told my wife, I already told my family, don't be coming over there trying to tell me I look good. No, I'm dead. If I look good, I'll be up with you. So no, we're not gonna do all that. Cremate me. You can put me in a necklace. You can put me up on a fireplace, but don't put me on the ground. But my wife says I'm gonna go in there with her, so she gonna have me like this in the urn when she goes. So
She said, what? What did your wife say?
she, she says she gonna put my ashes going with her. So if I may not be in the ground directly, but when she go, the ashes gonna go with it. So I'm
Oh,
like,
so when
okay,
she
that's
go in the
fine.
ground, she taking your ashes with her in the ground.
Right.
I'm
Right.
done.
In the ground.
End podcast. We done.
No, Dr. B, I never wanted to be buried. I mean, I just never, I never wanted the big funeral thing, and I never wanted to do. I never wanted, because again, I have a different, I think, mindset about death and things like that. So I never seen nobody who I saw them in the casket and I thought they looked good, and not to knock the people who are in the industry, but I'm like,
Yeah.
life, nothing looks better than life. Even if you're holding on to life, it's still life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That was just never my thing. And with funeral, I'm always like, okay, I feel it's an awkward experience for me. I don't like, how some people like to go to funerals. I swear, I got
Oh, I don't do those.
people and family members and extended family. I swear, every other weekend they had a funeral. It's like, y'all just enjoy that, and you don't even have to be that close to the person. They're like, oh,
No,
such and such, go show my condolences.
I don't do funerals. I tell you.
Yeah.
The only funerals I have been to have been my mother and my father. I don't do
Oh, okay.
funerals.
You don't do no funeral.
No, I don't. I
Are
will
you going
go,
to your own?
huh? Oh,
Are you going to your own funeral?
I'm quite sure my body will be there. But
What?
yeah, like if a family member passes away, or like an uncle or something, I will go down to be with my family,
Mhm.
but then I will stay at the house to receive people. I will not go to
Okay.
the funeral.
Okay. Okay.
I just
Okay.
can't. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's my way
So
of
how did how
support.
did how did that impact your pastor duties? Like you,
Well, thank
you
God
know.
no one in my church has passed. So we're gonna knock on all
Okay.
kind of wood, and we just gonna let that be. Now, of course, if someone in my church, in my congregation passed, I will have to officiate. But I
Right.
just
Right.
thank God that no one has made that
Okay.
transition.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's something to think about. And so you've made your plans already.
No,
Um.
oh, I'm gonna be
Oh,
buried. Don't be
right.
trying my burning me. I'm gonna be buried by my mama if I'm not married.
By
By
your
my
mom.
mama.
Oh, okay.
By my
Your
mama.
mama. Okay.
Hmm.
You're not going over there by your daddy. You want to go by
Well,
your
my
mom?
daddy is down in Cecil, Georgia.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
he's
He want to
buried.
go down
But I'm
there.
going to my mama. See, he's buried by his brother and all of
Uh
them. I'm
huh.
gonna be buried by my mommy.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, I'm gonna be on the fireplace until I guess Erica go home or family take me or whatever. You know, I'm be around. So that's me.
Ooh,
No, it ain't because of I'm trying to know how type stuff. I just never want anybody standing over me. Like I
because
said, let my children
funerals are
come say,
expensive.
yeah, say their piece, and then let's
Hmm.
go move on with it. So,
Right.
okay, that good.
So
Okay.
what's next? Now that we got all
What is,
the condolences is out, so let's talk about
I
some
know.
good brighter
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Today is King Holiday.
Happy
Yesterday was actually his birthday.
birthday
Happy birthday, Dr. King.
to the
May
best
you
civil
continue
rights
to rest
leader.
in peace.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah. Did you watch that that Biden ceremony? You know how they presidents come and talk at
No, I didn't
the
watch
King
it.
celebration?
No.
Y'all didn't watch it either. It's like, I feel stuff. I'd rather hear not no knock on no presidents. I get it. They trying to be all whatever. But looking at that old white man talking in Ebenezer Church does nothing for me. That's just me. And then he was there live and in person when a lot of that stuff was going on. So, because he's 80. How is Biden about 80, 79, 80?
I think he's getting ready
So,
to turn 80 now. Let me see. You trying
you
to
know what
get
I'm
a
saying? He was
man
there.
years old.
I'm saying he was there live and in person when
Mm-hmm.
Dr. King was, you know, fighting for civil rights and things like that. And so I don't know. I just would prefer to see someone more substantial speak
He's
on it,
80.
more another leader. Yeah,
Our
another
president
community
is
leader.
80.
Because Dr. King would have been, Dr. King did. Let me pull it up. He was born because
He's born
he was born in 1929.
yeah, mm-hmm.
So yeah, he would have
1929. He was
been
born 1929.
yeah. He was born
So
1929.
mm-hmm. He would have been
Yeah, he was
94.
born 94. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Biden in 68. I wonder what Biden was doing in 1968. Oh damn. I don't know. It's just I guess I'm over politicians anyway, but it's just to me, I get it. The office, the presidents, it's a big thing having the president come in and speak and do all that. But it's
It
like
is.
you're part of you were there. You know what I mean? I guess I'm just ready for a change in regiment or the regime. Not
Regime.
necessarily.
But we're not a
I
regime
don't.
because we ain't under dictatorship.
Right. I know
So
it. Well,
mm-hmm.
that's how some people want to be. I guess I'm over the two-party system anyway. But anyway, that
Well, you
leads
got
to
three
what we're
party
talking
now
about.
because you got the liberals, independents. So you have three
Yeah,
that you
but
can really vote. So you don't have to vote for Democrat or Republican. You can
I,
be
you can, of course, but that third party don't have no power. So I'm just over the two-party system. I'm just ready for
okay.
for something else to emerge, um, because of course they full of excuse my language. I'm gonna take this from our good friend, Mr. Jamie Whips. What is it? Foolishness and fuckery. Isn't that what
Uh-huh.
he said?
Yeah, he
with
does.
the vote for the speaker. Come on, man.
15 times to
It's
get McCarthy
15 times.
in. And he just,
Right.
to me, he was giving so many concessions for people to vote him in that I think, oh boy, you don't have no power. It's like you have just let all your power go. You was giving away everything. Oh, you can do this. Oh, you can do that. Okay, if you vote for me. Oh, if you don't want me, only one person said they want to take it to a vote, then everybody can go take it to a vote. It was
Yeah.
pathetic. It was
And
sad.
then Yeah, and then those people who were nominating, was it the black guy out of South Carolina,
Jeffries.
um, Jeffries? You
Hmm.
know, if you really were behind Jeffrey, you wouldn't have changed your vote. You know what I mean? So that's the part of
Well, they
politics that I
didn't.
don't
They
like.
didn't change the vote. Democrats stood behind who they had for the first
No, I'm not
time.
talking about. No, I'm talking about there was a Republican that they kept nominating that the people who
Oh,
wasn't voting for
Donaldson.
McCarthy.
Donaldson,
Yeah,
the black
yeah,
guy.
which the black guy really was a figurehead. So
Yeah.
you know he really was a figurehead. It's really those people really wasn't supporting him. They were just nominating him
No,
to
they
spite McCarthy. So
McCarthy.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
he had
right.
no
So if
chance
y'all
of
really,
getting that. Yeah.
right, right, he had no chance. So it's like you playing games, wasting time and politicking. That's part of politics I don't like. You
Hmm.
know, it we'll see. Because now pretty much I think this last 2 years of Biden's administration is it's just going to be about the election. They're trying to, you know, decide if Trump going to try to slide back in. So everything now it's going to be about the next election. They tried the Democrats held on to the seats, um, and I think
Senate.
in the
Hmm.
Senate.
Hmm.
So you know it's really gearing up for the next
Don't
election,
forget
pretty much.
now, just because the House is ran by Republicans, if he loses 6 people again, he gonna
Yeah, I
need
know exactly.
bipartisanship to go over to
Yeah, so
the Democrats.
the funny part is the people, recent ones, the new representatives who hadn't made back all these backroom deals and who
Right.
don't really owe anything, they got the power now because look,
Yeah.
I don't have a backroom deal with you, so I don't have to hold true to the party lines. You know,
Hmm.
anybody who's a rebel or who's not far right, they got the power to influence through now because my vote means more now because the majority is going to do it, but the majority are going to go whatever the majority because they've been there for
Hmm.
so long and
Exactly.
people know where the body was buried. They got dirt on you. They've been,
Hmm.
feeding you your district money behind the doors for so long. So if you get out of pocket, all they got to do is just release a little dirt on you, and the next
And that's it.
election you may
And
not come back.
right. And that's pretty much what Trump has on some of the Republicans. That's why when he runs, they
Yeah,
can't do nothing but back him. Because if they
they can't back.
don't, and he was still so much in control because what was that? Marjorie Greene was passing
Mm-hmm.
her phone to the Republicans who were still voting against McCarthy, and it says
Yeah,
DT on it. I'm like,
right.
what? That's your problem. That's your problem. Come on, let's move on. That's just like
Yeah.
if we didn't get behind Jeffries. That's just like somebody got what's oh my God. Have our president we president Barack
Mm-hmm.
Obama still on BO, his BO on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Barack will be far removed from that. Be like, why y'all calling my phone?
yeah, and because it's politics. It's lifelong politicians, and it's a changing of the guard. We can see the opportunities are trying to position themselves so they can get ready.
Mhm.
Because again, it's really about the next election now. So much so that they've already started sprinkling the dirt on Biden, getting ready when they said they found
Yeah,
those unclassified documents
documented.
years ago when he was vice president. I mean,
Hmm.
this dude, that's what 6, 8 years ago. I'm like, I'm not saying that it's not valid, and I'm not saying it's not the same as what Trump was doing. What I'm saying is,
Right.
it's that it's now
It's a
trying
tip
to
for tat.
position.
We see it for what it is.
Yeah. So I'm really kind of like I said, I'm over this two party. I'm over the Democrats. I'm over the Republicans. Um, I really wish there was another third strong party, a fourth party to
Well,
separate
what's his
some of this.
name?
And
That who always switches. He stays on his ticket and then switches when he tries to get the Democrat vote. What's his name? He
ooh,
80 some years old. He's always ran. He's a libertarian.
oh,
Um,
oh, I'm tired of the old people too. I'm sorry. It's time. It's time. Not to, nah, I'm not trying to practice ageism, but it's time for y'all baby boomers, baby boomers, World War II people to,
He
prepare the
said
next
World War II,
generation,
baby.
pass the torch.
Boy, they gonna
Y'all
get
need
you.
to pass. They can get me. Pass the torch. It's time. It's time. This country is headed in a new direction. It's time. Y'all, the Cold War is over. We need some new ideas, some new energy. The same old politics is not working. Russia's still over there in Ukraine. China's still dominating manufacturing. It's a global world. I'm telling you, India's slowly creeping up. Why nobody's paying attention. I mean, it's America not having babies, not getting married. I'm just saying, in 10, it's it's possible in 20 years, our position in the world is slipped so far that we are no longer the dominant.
Right.
We're losing grip on our position because we're doing too much infighting and focusing on the wrong things. And other countries are acquiring power, acquiring position, and I'm just saying.
Right. So, all right.
2023. We'll see what happened in 2043.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We can't even we can't be like Rotten King. We can't even get along with each other over here. So we'll see.
That is true. What's
Nothing
on the
really
next
going
agenda?
on. I know, right? We don't have any more big races in Georgia going on. Locally, no referendums, nothing really major that I can think of. So
No.
we'll see. I'm sure
Yeah.
the next storm is going somewhere. I know.
Yeah, because we still
Illinois,
under Stacey Abrams didn't win, so we still under Kemp. And I mean, this is his last term, so we can hope and pray that someone else is going to come up on the Democratic Party side that will, be able to bring it home.
Well, Illinois did pass the assault rifle ban, so we'll see how people get turned up about that. And it's not going to happen in the South anytime soon. We love our guns too much, so we'll see what happens.
Right.
Stay tuned to see what's going on. We'll see. Okay. What else we got over here? Let me read my notes. Don't forget about Deion Sanders moving on to Colorado. I don't know why people hating on Neon Deion or Prime Time.
Look,
and he takes.
I'm not hating on Deion. Trust and believe.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is your word should be your bond. Your objective when you came to SWAC, Jackson State, was to make this program at HBCUs look probably resemble the scouting process for SEC, PWI. You wanted to change those dynamics. Did you change those dynamics? Did you change the perception of how scouts, recruiters, NFL scouts look at these players? I don't think you did that. So that's where my issue is. And I understand you go where the money go. I understand all that. But when you make a commitment such as this out of your mouth, I think you ought to see it through. That we can get the type of funding that the PWIs receive, that the scouts will come to our campuses just like they would do a PWI. So that's my issue. And then my second issue is you bring all of their top recruits and they turn down the PWIs and they come to Jackson. Then when you leave to go to Colorado, you taking those players. What message are you sending now? That's the question. What message are you sending? Then you taking your children with you where you go. So you taking those students, and then from my understanding, there was a draft or a commitment from high school to college, and one of the students was recruited for him for Jackson State. When he found out he was going over to Colorado, he told that student to decline that and accept when he gets to Colorado. What kind of sense is that? I mean, come on, don't leave your school, the school that you have coached these boys that who believed in you. That's why they made it so far undefeated until they played, against South Carolina State. Then you lost. However, these boys believed, and now you're taking these top recruits. You're taking them. I have an issue with that. You can go anywhere you want to go. I'm just talking about your word, your integrity, your character right now.
I think he did what he set out to do, was bring the attention and the light to the HBCUs, and he left them in a better place than when he got there. What I think, what a lot of people don't see, and he's not going to say, is the school didn't live up its commitment to him. Mm-hmm. When the revenue and all the extra attention started coming, they didn't live up to their commitment to him. So I think on both parties, he left them in a better position than they did. He gained nothing by going to Jackson State, and they gained everything.
Okay.
Because
you don't think he used Jackson State to get to where he's at now?
No, they use them how? Those players go for the coach. They don't go for the school.
Isn't it his goal to get to SEC?
No, not necessarily SEC, because he played in the ACC. He played at Florida State. His goal was to get to a Power 5 conference.
Okay, Power 5.
He will have he will have a bigger budget, bigger facilities, and he could pay his staff. Now, mind you, they want him to go to HBCU. He bring these NFL caliber coaches, and they can't afford to pay him. He has to pay them out of his own salary. Mm-hmm. Now, these Power 5 and these top tier coaches who bring most of the revenue to the school, they get paid very well. Now, they came because of him. The caliber of coaches that they got was because of him. The players they got was because of him. Because if they could do it without him, they would have already did it. Right. And he brought it to him. And I think he set the spark, and there's an opportunity for the other players of his caliber to go to HBCUs. But at the same time, the HBCUs has to be accountable. Matter of fact, Ed Reed signed on to be the head coach for Bethune-Cookman College. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But as recently, Ed Reed, he's come back and apologized, but he basically went over there and slammed the conditions of the Bethune-Cookman campus. He came back and apologized, but when he got there and he saw the facilities and the condition of the campus, he was like, this is unacceptable. This is crazy.
So we know that the HBCU's athletic department is just a mess. No, we don't have the equipment, the facilities. We are lacking in so many areas. Who do we blame for our athletic department not having what it needs to be competitive?
I'm gonna blame y'all alumni.
Ain't alumni. So you blame the alumni.
Blame y'all alumni.
Now, would you not blame the president of the endowment, so that they are the ones supposed to go out to make sure that funds are coming to the school?
That's part of it. But these big schools, why they get a lot of their funding and for the athletic programs? From the boosters. And the boosters are the alumni.
Right. I get that. But if the
You see what I'm
alumni,
saying?
is not giving, wouldn't you go out and find the money or ways to get the money to put into your school's facility, sports arena?
You don't think they beg, borrowed, and steal?
I'm just
Who they
saying,
gonna get it from?
I'm just trying to, because everybody wants to say, oh, it's this, it's that. Hey, they don't have it because, we don't have people. You got to remember, a lot of people who graduate from HBCUs probably not living the best, not when I say not living the best, not living to be billionaires or millionaires to give back.
You don't have to be a billionaire to give back.
So why don't you go out and pursue some of these celebrities, such like Spelman did, Morehouse, Clark? They go out and get money from celebrities.
You don't think they tried?
I don't know. I'm quite sure some celebrity would have given to Bethune. Some celebrity would have given to Jackson
Bethune
State.
Would not need it. Just say every alumni give $100 or $1,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that'd be a bit impactful?
Oh, it would be an impact. It would be a major impact. So I mean, but you got to have other fundings coming in. You just cannot rely just on the alumni to give back.
I'm not saying just rely on. I'm not just saying just rely on the alumni. But what I'm saying is the Power 5 schools and the athletic programs and the things like they get, that comes from boosters. That comes from alumni.
I hear you, but our schools are not giving back like that.
Why are we not giving back to our schools?
But we have to come together and say, okay, this is what the alumni is giving. We can call them all day long. If they don't give, they just ain't gonna give. How else can we get these monies together? You're gonna have to do things of fundraisers. You got to do some others. We got to come together and think of something.
Here we go with that fish fry mentality. I mean, that's the problem.
I said fundraisers. I didn't say nothing about going there to find no goddamn fish. You can put on galas. You can put on auctions. So many things we can do.
It's the same thing. There should not be an alumni from who went to an HBCU who does not give back a percentage of their earnings. Because again, we do know education counts. Mm-hmm. If you have a college degree, you're likely to make over your lifetime, I don't know if it's $1 million, it's at least a minimum $1 million versus someone who didn't. So you give over a lifetime $10,000 back to your HBCU. Mm-hmm. That would level set some of that. Because again, Courtney and the sponsorships and all that stuff come from the attention they get through the athletic program. And then again, this is us as a community not sending our best of the best to these HBCUs. We don't.
Right.
We send them to Alabama. We send them to Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, because
these were the things that Deion was supposed to help. With recruits. I mean, now I think now since he's gone, these top recruits ain't gonna look at no HBCU. They gonna be like, nope, we're going right over here to PWI, and we're gonna chop this thing up. Now, why would I go? You don't took your kids. If you wanted to set a statement, you would leave Secure. What's his name? Sador and Shiloh right at Jackson, but you ain't leaving them there. You take it.
Why?
Again, so why would your type recruit now? Why would your type recruit now say, okay,
I promise you my firstborn. Deion is not Jesus Christ. He did not promise y'all his children.
No. It ain't about that. You want to bring spotlight. That you wanted top recruits.
Spotlight.
But you're not. But yeah, you brought it. Now it's gone.
He's gone. Why would I keep my kids?
Exactly. So why would you think a top recruit now would want to look at HBCU now? You done took your sons. I wouldn't say my son. I'd be like, he done flipped the script. Baby, we were gonna go to Tuskegee, but we ain't doing it now because he done left. So we going somewhere else.
You don't think these other colleges flip the script? Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley, he left Oklahoma and went to USC. These
I'm not
college
talking
coaches
about
move all the
them.
time.
They can do whatever they want to do.
No, I'm
We're
just
talking
saying.
about our people.
So I'm saying if you send your child to a PWI, there's no guarantee that coach is going to still be there. There's no guarantee that
it don't guarantee, but however, I guarantee that my son will be looked at by scouts. I guarantee you my son will be able to onto XYZ or whatever station that the game is playing on.
They're going to find the talent. The talent will rise to the top.
Whatever. Moving right along. I said my piece on Mr. Sanders.
Everybody holding Dia to a standard that they don't hold themselves to. So
yeah,
I mean,
so hey, he did what he wanted to do.
Y'all, if you're HBC alumni, I'm talking to you. You want Dia to stay at Jackson State, but you ain't send your child, nor your money to Jackson State.
How you know? You don't know what them folks done did.
The proof is in the pudding. Go on campus. You'll see. The facility, leaky buildings. You know the HBCU. As much as I love HBCU, the HBCU experience is undoubtable. But we can do better. That's not our best.
You know we can do better because I'm quite sure this is not how the founding fathers of these universities picture that their universities.
And look, I'm going to throw something else at y'all. Now, y'all done threw the man under the bus and y'all done threw him away and he's basically canceled. But when Cosby was dropping them 20 million over there in Southern, over at Spelman, nobody say nothing.
What?
Y'all giving that money back?
Oh yeah, they took him off. Didn't they took his name off of the endowment and all of that stuff? Then they need to give him his money back.
Then.
I say that. Give him his money back.
Give him his money back then. I'm just saying. Give him his money back.
Yeah.
And Cosby didn't go. He didn't go to Spelman. His daughter wanted to go to Spelman.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
I'm just saying.
So, moving right along.
There's some other Cosby's out there. Mm-hmm.
You tearing that candy up make me want to look for some candy on my desk. I don't have none.
We'll keep it moving.
Yeah, so
we're
gonna move on, but they're not gonna cancel. They're not gonna cancel prime time. So, but I think everyone just have an opinion, and they, because at the end of the day, this is just the same as when LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami. The same as Kevin Durant leaving Oklahoma to meet up with the Golden Warriors. So people go where they want to go for their championship, for their own personal goals and achievements.
They go where they want it.
Exactly. So I'm not like I said. With Dion, that was just me. That's how I feel about the situation. However, he's gonna go where he wants to go. He's a grown behind man. Do what you want to do, boo. But that's that. I wish him well wherever he goes.
I bet they ain't gonna go when he go. I think he's in the Pac North or whatever. Pac-12, wherever he at. They ain't gonna tell him he don't belong there. How you gonna tell his Dion he ain't swag? Come on, man.
He ain't swag.
He is swag. It be your own people. It be your own people.
Mr. P, let's keep it rolling.
It be your own people.
He is not swag. Let's roll.
Y'all should embrace Dion, and y'all bet they're gonna miss him now because how many people will be watching them games next season?
I won't.
How many of y'all gonna be watching the games? You ain't watching this season, Dr. V.
Hold on, I did watch my swag. Yes, I did. We got beat up behind beat each and every time by Jackson State this year. I have been watching. Yes, I have.
Are you not watching this year?
I'm watching my swag. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Southern. I ain't looking at nobody else unless Southern plays them.
No, I'm just saying. And he got
look, don't never get it twisted. I'm watching Southern now. I'm watching Southern. Okay. It's like I'm watching my 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All these black billionaires millionaires should be funding these programs that HBCU saying not to be.
Yeah, they should. I agree with you on that, Mr. P. I agree with you.
We've got how many black billionaires at least in here? Kanye supposed to be a billionaire. Dr. Dre supposed to be a billionaire. Rihanna supposed to be a billionaire. Jay-Z and Beyonce are billionaires. I'm sure some more that I'm leaving off the list. HBCU should be a primary recipient of their donations if we're really serious about it. I'm just saying, Dr. Lee. If you don't give it,
there are 2,755 billionaires in the world, but only 15 are black.
And they should be given to nobody that is not connected to black folk. And that's not a racist thing. They got other 2,000 or 28, 27, 26, 55 billionaires to give to those other things. So that's all I'm saying. Well, our money needs to circulate.
We are only 15 black.
That's enough. That's more than enough to get done what we need to do.
Oh yeah, we can get it done. We can get it done. They got Tyler Perry is sitting at a billion. You got Jay-Z sitting at 1.4
not saying that
billion.
they don't. So not saying that these billionaires don't do that. I'm just saying if they're setting the example, and again, not to hop back to Bill Cosby,
Michael Jordan, Rihanna,
right? Not
Kanye West,
but Bill Cosby he did get that. So
Oprah Winfrey.
Publicly. So we'll see.
Yeah, we got a lot. Robert Smith.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you have a lot of them that are African too, African descent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Is Puffy a billionaire yet?
No, he ain't on this list.
Not yet. He
ain't on this list.
Shout out to Puffy. He just had a new baby. So I think Nick Cannon got everybody feeling some type of way. So now they feel like they need to add to their
look, yeah. What in the world is Nick Cannon? I'm trying to understand this, y'all. Help me out, peoples. I come to how Bernie Mac used to say, America, help me with this, America. What is he trying to prove with all these? What standards is he setting for his children to keep having all of these babies which you can't father? You can give money. Where's your time going to be devoted? Help me out, Mr. P. Help me out, America.
I don't know. I don't understand the concept. I don't understand the mindset. The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply.
Multiply with your wife.
But at the same time, right. I don't understand that concept behind it. I don't, from a fatherhood perspective, again, and I think I've said this before, there's no way, I don't care how much money you have, that doesn't automatically equate you to a better father. You know, the financial aspect of it is important, but it's not the most important part because physically you just cannot be in multiple places, especially if you're in the entertainment space now. If you got a bunch of sister wives, y'all live under the same roof, you know, you possibly can be there physically with all your children. But again, at some point, it's a selfish endeavor because you're not thinking about the dynamics of these children and what these children have to deal with. Because again, they have to share you with 7 other siblings in different locations. They do. So, you know, it's hard enough spreading your time around with kids when you have multiple children and they doing different things and y'all got to be in different location and y'all live in the same house.
Right.
You know, I think Akon made a comment about this. He got a few of them running around and, you know, he think that it's that it's okay and we've changed our because of the mindset that we have is a white man's mindset. No, it's just a foolishness and fuckery. It just doesn't make sense to me because again, you financially, I'm not saying you cannot afford to take care of your children now, but there's something's gonna fall through the cracks. there's going to be some aspect of their rearing, unless they have these wonderful mothers. And, you know, chances are they do, but it's likely that all of them have wonderful mothers and they're, you know, in the wonderful environments. That can be called a question, because the decisions that they've made leading to the parenting of their children, you got to question that. And even if you can't answer your baby daddy, mothers, you know, I don't know, you got to call it a question. You can't just say you got tricked. You can't say you weren't eyes wide open. Things happen. I get it. But you have to own who you choose to procreate with. Both sides, men and women. You can't talk bad about your baby mama because you slept with her. Joe, you can't talk bad about your baby daddy because you slept with him unprotected. So, you know, you say you tricked, okay. They put a representative, okay.
Right.
So I don't know. And what Puffy doing? Like I said, Nick, he maybe got jealous. Nick Cannon, he needed a new project. I don't know.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's I don't know what the end game is.
It's
for
crazy.
That.
It's just outright just crazy. Just crazy.
I mean,
so let's move on from crazy.
And it's crazy that, but you know what's interesting is that a lot of men, single Black men, are childless, and you know, a lot of men are fathering multiple women, or having children with multiple women. On either side, that to me, that's questionable. I get it. You got married, things didn't work out, you got divorced. Okay, you remarried, you had additional kids. I get that. But you just dropping baby mamas all around you. You just picking up baby daddies all around you. You can't tell me that is healthy, that is good, and you know, life happens. No, those are decisions you made, and so you have to be accountable for that. And so, you know, you played a major part in it.
Yeah.
So kids don't have no decision. They're here. You know, we don't get to pick our parents. We just glad to be here. Right. So I don't know. I just never understood it. Not my thing. But good luck to you, brother.
Good luck
baby to you. Did somebody else have a baby? I'm sure there'll be some more. So.
And ASAP Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
She finally showed the picture of her beautiful baby boy. He is just handsome. Okay. I'm happy that she showed the picture just to show him to the world. And congratulations also to Rihanna, who will be the halftime show performer for the Super Bowl. So I'm so happy to see her come back into the arena of music. And I'm happy that she also keeps her life private. I like that.
You think they secretly married or something? You think they married?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just, the baby looks just like her when he made that facial expression, and they put a picture of her making that same facial expression some time ago. I was like, yeah, that's your child.
Y'all not following Beyonce blueprint. Y'all doing y'all own blueprint. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not Beyonce. Beyonce is trying now to make herself back relevant. I think Beyonce took her time, so she gets kind of
Beyonce. Don't be hating on Beyonce.
She has made it. It's time for she's needed to focus on her family, and it comes a time you ain't gonna be able to drop it too low, too much. Now with them heels on, and
she says she doing the old school stuff. You don't like to do what she did with the duet she did with Ron Isley?
Yeah, I got that on my music download. Yeah, I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it.
I think Beyonce stay in their lane, you know.
Yeah.
Being the mother, being, you know, a wife, being an entertainer. I think she's I don't know what's going on internally in her household or with her, but from the outside looking in, it looks like she's
smooth.
Yeah, she's keeping it together, you know. They're. It's been a while since, I think the last thing they had was the fight on the elevator, but with Solange. But
Uh-huh. And I
they
think
got
that
you
woke
keeping her.
little Mr. Jay-Z up a little bit because he
No,
been doing
it woke Solange up. Then let her know that no, boo, this is my husband. You my sister. I'm standing by my
uh-huh.
husband. That woke Solange up.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't married to Solange. What we agree upon and what happens between us was between us. You stepped out of
Mm-hmm.
line, baby girl, baby sister. So it woke Solange up. Jay-Z
Yeah.
already knew his position. Solange
Yeah.
had to learn.
Well, but it still didn't change the dynamics of their sisterhood either. Because
It
his
doesn't
sister
have
had
to.
her
That's
back.
separate. She don't need her back. From who? How she need her
Your
back?
family
From
member
her husband?
you always want to know that your family has your back. You got to know who's on your side.
If you got your husband got your back, that's all that you really you need, Dr. V. If he's no longer there and he's not capable, I get it. But she got your back from your husband? I don't know about that, Dr. V. Know about that, Dr. V. All right. Look like you froze up. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dr. V? You got that Boost Mobile over there? You got that Boost Mobile? You didn't pay your internet bill?
Man, you know good and daggone
Oh,
well I don't have no Boost. I have AT&T fiber optic.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You better
Your
leave my
fiber,
daggone AT&T fiber optics alone.
your fiber is not opting, Dr. V. It's not opting.
What's next on the agenda to talk about? Come on here. Let's come on.
Kanye West got married. I don't
Yeah.
know why. And I know why she married him, but I don't know why he married her. But anyway, they said a secret wedding somewhere, wedding
Yeah.
ceremony.
Congratulations.
Kanye. It's like the dude keep making bad decision after bad decision. So I don't know. Maybe he's got a grand scheme or a grand plan. But best of luck. Marriage is always a good thing. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So
Yeah.
hopefully, he's learned from his past relationships with the Kardashian clan and he's looking for, some more stability or something. I don't know. Good luck. Best luck to your brother. Congratulations. Okay. And then I think that was Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. Workplace romances have been happening forever and they won't stop and they won't condition. They won't stop. They'll continue to happen. Question: You ever dated someone you worked with? You did? How did that work out?
It was fun.
It was fun. Did it end up in a relationship or it was just
It was a
y'all
relationship.
dated?
It was a relationship, but neither one of us reported to each other, so we were not, in management position, and we worked in different departments. It was fine. So yeah, it can happen. The issue I believe is that, of course, when all of this came out, that TJ had already, had an affair with someone else, a producer, somebody else from the show. And now here it is, him and Amy have had an affair, and they're continuing to see each other from my understanding because they just vacation over the Christmas holidays. My thing is, if you wanted it to remain secret, why were you out in public touching her booty and hugging and kissing on her and stuff?
Maybe he didn't want it to remain a secret. Maybe they wanted
look at the position now that you're both in now. Because I doubt you're coming back to GMA.
Well, it depends on what the policies is. Now we have a policy at my employer who we do have to make them aware of close personal relationships. That could be even like somebody, a close friend or family, or if you're in a romantic relationship, and that, or I guess the purposes of protecting the organizations from things like that. But it depends on what the policy is, and we seen that last year the the Celtics coach, he never recovered from that relationship that he had with someone, and I think being a head coach, she might have been in a more subordinate type position, I guess.
Right,
We don't know
probably
that for
so.
sure, but I can understand the dynamics of that. But he never recovered that, and he's not likely going to anytime soon, because he was in position to be the next head coach, and I guess they still didn't want to deal with that. So I don't know, Dr. B. I guess I understand the purpose behind it, because you don't want that personal relationship to interfere with what's happening in the place of business.
Right, right, definitely. But I just think that I like TJ. I really did. I just think that he just you do that to your wife and your baby, your daughter, and you weren't even trying to hide it. Some things you just
Well,
out of respect that you should just not do.
yeah, because I think both parties were still married, but I think they were separated from
No,
their
Amy
spouses.
Robach was the only one that was separated.
How I don't think he was living with his wife.
They were not, from my understanding, him and her were not separated.
They might have been in the same house, but they probably weren't together. But we don't know that for
Oh
one way
yeah,
or the other.
look, now that's probably true in the same house and not together.
Right. So, uh, you know, anyway, but the old saying, you don't shit where you eat at, actively. Those workplace relationships can be, challenging, and if that drama spills over into the workplace, I only dated one person that I ever worked with, and that was way back when I first started working, and I was young, and it was cool for a minute being there, but it got to a point where she was the jealous type, and then in my position, I'll be all over talking to different people, because I worked at the mailroom at that time. The guys in the mailroom, we be all over the building delivering packages and stuff like that, and then how you can feel somebody burning a hole in the side of your head, and you just like. So I look up and she's giving me the ugly look, and I'm like, what's the problem? I'm delivering package. I'm talking. I'm coordinating people. Why are you talking for too long? No, this is not what. That is what we're not about to do.
Right.
First of all, you're not my mama. You're not gonna tell me who I can and can't talk to, and
Exactly.
I'm not finna, because y'all insecurities. I've been talking to these people for years, and just because we started dating, now it's the problem. No. And I can't remember, ultimately the relationship ended, and I can't remember how soon after was she there or I there, but it is what it is. I'll give you,
Right.
I moved on, we moved
Yeah.
on.
Oh well, we will see. But like I said, I don't think neither one of them will be returning to GMA no time soon. So we will see.
And they
But
should.
who else? Huh?
I said they should lose their job over that, in my opinion. It's messy. Yeah, it's messy. It's not a good look, but
We gonna see. Another person who's out here giving communal pee up is Lori Harvey. She just go from one person to the next. Girl,
well,
what is up with that?
I guess they said she living her best life. She living. I mean, if it was a male, would she be looked at differently?
Show
Because
wouldn't. Show wouldn't.
Because Diddy doing it.
A
Future's
hoe
been
is a
doing it.
hoe, whether it's a female or male.
Common been doing it. Common dated everybody.
That's communal too.
So
Don't want none of that.
Maybe that's. I mean, a lot of celebrities do it. It's just because
come on,
her fame is. Yeah, but see the difference. Here's the different dynamics, Dr. D. Her fame is tied to her social media status and her social media presence. Because again, she doesn't do anything. She's Steve Harvey's daughter. That's where they knew her from. So she became, and that's not even her real dad. Right? So her real name is really not Lori Harvey. He might have adopted her. Cool, which is fine. But she's on that Kim Kardashian wavelength. She's
she sure is. She on that.
Right. So her social media presence and her fame is connected to whoever she's dealing with at the time. So as she moves between these different, names, including Diddy and Diddy's son, as she moves through these different names, she keeps her name relevant, I guess. It's a part of her brand now. Because again.
Well, I hope she's keeping the name relevant and keeping her legs closed.
Well, she doesn't have any kids, so
what they got to do with anything?
She's not dropping. She's not becoming multiple baby mamas, and she ain't got no babies. She ain't got no. You see what I'm saying? So she's protecting her womb some kind of way. So even though she might be dealing with somebody,
the womb some type of way.
Yeah, some kind of way she's protecting her womb. So she's holding on to that. So
Okay.
Best of luck to your young lady. Yes. I mean, if you look back on it, it's funny. It's just a different dynamic because back in the day, Marilyn Monroe, which a lot of people idol, she wasn't a great actress. She was, she was like the first, I guess Instagram type model because people was looking at her through pictures and calendars and who she was connected to, the men that she's connected to, and now she's, she's like an idol or icon status, even though she died at a young age, and I don't know, Dr. V. What are we holding up? Who's got the longevity? Everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is. Yeah. They don't know who Susan B. Anthony is. They don't keep up here. Asking who Susan B. Anthony is, and then asking who Marilyn Monroe is. Ask, this is America. This is pop culture.
What will you be remembered for? So, that's something.
Okay.
What's on the next on our list?
Pretty much, Dr. V. Pretty much. So I think that was all that we wanted to talk about. I wanted to get you I wanted to show you some. I've been perusing the World Wide Web and coming across, and we do this all the time, send each other back and forth these clips, and now I guess these news reels, and at some point we'll figure out how to do it ourselves, Dr. V. Where we'll TikTok and reels are the thing now. Nobody really takes the time to make a full length anything anymore. Everything takes snippets or pieces of conversations, and so we'll take that into context.
We need to start doing that.
But just some of the things that we start off with this and this one. Yeah. So this and some of the stuff that I send you is relevant to what we talk about. We're still talking about relationships, but I thought this one from Patrice O'Neal, who's passed away, and it's crazy. He's got a TikTok, and Patrice O'Neal then passed away, been for years, but somebody's taking what he says, and he said a lot of good stuff, I think, in the past, and made it into stock. So let me show you this one video, and um, then we'll this, and hopefully we can see it. Let me copy this over. Let me close this one, and let's see. Okay, let's see if you can see it. I froze. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it froze up on me. Sorry about that. It froze up. Let's try this again. All right. It's loading. Okay, there we go. Can you see it, Dr. V?
I can see. Yeah, I can see it.
You see
I
it?
can
Can you hear
see.
it? Okay. All right. Let's see if I can play it.
But women want to run shit. Women want to be the boss. Somebody's opposite has to lose. Somebody has to suffer.
Did you get that? Or
I couldn't
what part
hear
did you
it.
get?
It was breaking up.
You can hear it. Maybe I have to do it on my phone so you can listen to it versus. Okay, so let me stop sharing it and let me see if I can play it so you can hear it again.
Okay.
All right. We'll play it and see if you can hear it.
But women want to run shit. Women want to be the boss, and they're upset about being a boss. That's the thing. Like you shouldn't be upset about things that should make you happy. Like a man boss is not an unhappy guy. We want to be the boss. A man without a girl who's got a lot of girls is not unhappy, but a woman that has no man but got a lot of men isn't happy. That whole woman from Venus, men from Mars shit, that shit's true. All you got to do is go how you feel, and it's the exact opposite how she feel. But somebody's opposite has to lose. Somebody has to suffer. So why should it be me? I don't understand why why I suffer because you don't understand me. I got to because I don't understand you or I understand you and I got to suffer.
Okay, did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm trying to give me the gist of what he's saying.
He's saying the women are mad because they have to be the boss. So he's saying there are some men who are the boss and they got a lot of women and they're happy. But he's saying there are some women who are the boss who doesn't have a man and a lot of men, but she's unhappy. So he's basically saying that women are mad, and I'm thinking this is in the realm of relationships. He's talking about like when they have to be the boss in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So would you agree with that? Would you disagree with that? Or you just don't
So a
think
woman is
that
mad
was
when she has to be the boss in the relationship.
correct?
Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Like you got a man right here. Yeah.
But you got to be
If you
the
got a
boss.
man right here,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be the boss.
In
Can
which
a
way?
woman be
In
happy?
which way is he talking about financial, being the boss, or the making decisions, for the
Well, I
family,
think it
and
all goes
being the
together,
boss?
right?
In which way?
All those ways. I think in all those ways, you can, because being the boss means the bucks stops with you on the final decision on everything, right? It's not just one; it's all of them that makes
Now,
you know.
that's I think that, of course, I can, as a minister, I'm just saying all of this is just out of order anyway.
Right.
However, if the woman is bringing home more money, he's still the
Mhm.
head of the household. It's no reason why she needs to be bossing. Because you married for better or for worse. He's still the head of the household.
But what if
And
you
you still need
not
to make
tapping
decisions
into?
together. So she can't be making boss decisions without her husband.
But he's saying women are unhappy if she has to be the boss. So you agreeing
So
with
why
him?
would you get in this situation if you already knew his financial circumstance when you got married?
I don't know. You
Like,
there? Just say in all aspect of it. When you go
if
into
he
it,
has
and
lost his job, if he has lost his good paying job, and now you are the primary breadwinner, the scriptures for better or for worse. That means he's still head of the household. Why you gonna be mad?
well, they're saying that women are mad when they have to be that. Not just saying from the financial aspect of it, just say all the things that a man, I guess, or what people a man brings or the roles in the relationship. Women are unhappy when they have to be that dynamic. Say you've been single all your life, you've had to, a lot of people, when you live by yourself, you got to make decisions, financial, what happens in the household, all the decision that goes on in the household, you have to make it, right? Or are you calling somebody else to help you make the decisions? Or
Right.
then you get married, or you into a committed relationship, and you're still, I guess, the boss making those boss type decisions or have to step
You
up
got
and
to
make the
relinquish
decisions.
that. If you get married, you have to relinquish that. You're no longer one. You're no longer by yourself. Now you have a husband. Now you have a wife, and that's where the dynamics of you thinking solely for self has to be eliminated. Because now,
But in that way, we're pushing to women that, you know, don't all the women want to be the boss bees?
you want to be the boss bee in your career. You want to be the boss bee as an entrepreneur, and the actress, whatever that is, whatever your field is. But when it comes to that household, yeah, you can be the boss bee wife. You do not put that man that into a situation that he feels less than a man. And I think we've had this discussion before. So you have to change your hat. I don't care how much money you're making. Your husband still is the head of the household. He still needs to be a part of every decision that you're making. And if that becomes a problem, then you need to evaluate, should you two be together?
Well, so you think, okay, you think women are justified, and so you're basically agreeing with him. You're saying that women are mad when they have to
if they mad, then they have put themselves in that position, because you have taken the dynamics of what marriage looks like and what it's supposed to be, and you flipped it. And then too, if you're mad because you're not giving him say so, you're making all the decisions, you taking all that responsibility on yourself. He not making enough money, then you say, hey, the car needs to be repaired. Here's some money, go get the car repaired. So if you're not working, if you're not making XYZ, then it is what it is. But yet and still, stop putting yourself like you have to make all the decisions. You ain't boss at the house. Both of y'all are boss at the house. He's head of the house. I'm sorry, I'm scriptural. I'm just basing it. That's how I feel on that, Mr. P.
Okay.
Why you mad? You taking on the responsibility. Why you mad? You did it to yourself. Why you mad? So I'm just saying, why you mad? You took on this responsibility to be the boss bee. Why you mad? You should love it, because you feel like you putting him under control. You got this and you got that, and you ain't happy. You did that, sis. You did that. So put it back into perspective. Hey, no. You know, to be happy, you put him back at the head of the house, bruh. This is how it's gonna go down. We're gonna discuss these things, and you're gonna be the head of this household. You're gonna help make decisions. When I go to work, I'm back being boss. When I step back in the house, I change hats to wife. I'm just, I'm sorry. I know you weren't expecting that, but that's just how.
No, that's fine. I'm clearly okay with that. I'm just saying it's interesting, the dynamics that we put in play, and I agree. I think most women do not want to be the boss. They don't want to be the boss, but yet society and a lot of things is, and I don't know if they can distinguish between the two, because a lot of them are not seeing the marriages and not seeing long-term marriages, that they think this boss persona carries over to every aspect of their life, and that's how they have to manage their life. And then, then they wonder why they're not happy, or they can't maintain a long-term relationship. So I think, it's an interesting dynamic, and I don't know. I'll be interested in, like, people who listen to that, or someone viewer, tell me, like, if you're in a relationship and you in the boss position, or you the boss. And again, I get it. Everybody say we're partners, we make decisions, but here's that 50-50 notion. I don't agree with that. That nothing is 50-50. It's never going to be 50-50. You're setting yourself for that. Yes, it's a partnership, but at some point there has to be a distinguishing position that someone has to take, where, I think the analogy somebody used, like, if we're outside and someone is attacking you, you want your man to protect you, right?
Exactly.
You want him to protect you. You could probably protect yourself with the best, but you want him to protect you, right? So it's like you can't pick and choose what aspects of provider, protector, and head of the household is, and then pick and choose it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
you can't say,
Exactly.
only in this situation when I deem fit, I want you to stand up and play the role or the position that the man is. But in other aspects, that no, I want to take the role and be that. You can't have it both ways. So I think that's what people get confused or try to mix the two together.
Confused.
So
Exactly. Exactly. Someone has to step up and take the lead role.
yeah, and then
Both of y'all
again,
want
if
both
you
of
can't
y'all
trust
trying to
them,
take the lead role. You're gonna bust head. You're gonna bump heads,
and it
disagreements.
shouldn't be. It should be
Mhm.
before you even get married, or you shouldn't even marry somebody that you can't trust to do that. You shouldn't even be with someone long term that you know you can't do that. And I get it. People change, yeah, but the character of the person doesn't change that much. It doesn't change
Exactly.
that drastically, you
Not
know.
that
So
drastic. Yeah.
yeah, if somebody's a hard worker, a provider, and a go getter, that's not going to change unless something physically or mentally happens that
Yeah. That
where
slows
they're
them
dealing with a
down.
disability or physical, mental, where they can't
Mhm.
physically or
Exactly.
mentally do it. But if
That's
they're
just
in
gonna be your
sound mind and body,
personality. Right. You're
right?
gonna either
If
have to
they're in
deal
sound
with
mind
it
and
or
body,
don't
yeah,
deal with it. It's just like
yeah.
when people are dating surgeons, doctors, they're on call.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to enjoy the lavish lifestyle that comes with, being with the doctor, you have to take a lot of nights with not having your husband or your wife,
Yeah,
so a call has to be made.
it
So you,
does.
like you said, you knew what you were getting when you signed up. You knew that this person was a doctor. You knew they were going to be on call. So what's the complaint? What's
Yeah,
the problem?
I mean, and I don't think that the reality of life, a lot of people don't take that into considerations. Again, people who make a lot of money have to work a lot of hours. They have to spend a lot of time. I don't care what profession it is. There's even if you're a TikToker or whatever, those people
They got
spend hours and
they
hours
got to do
TikToking
it.
doing what they got to
Mhm.
keep doing it. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So they don't have the leisure time to sit around and you know
Nope.
be
They
at your
don't.
every beck and call. So it
Mm-mm.
doesn't. So you got to decide what's most important for you. Is time more
Right.
important for you, or money? And then there's just other dynamics in play that you think you have it. And most people don't live a lavish life. Most people don't have the luxuries of
Mm-hmm.
unlimited resources. And
Right.
so people got to get out there and get it. You got to work.
That's right.
And if
Got to
you
make it
got kids
happen.
into it, you got to deal with those kids. You got to take care of those kids. You got to do
Mhm.
what you need to do. So him or her being available for you 24/7 and being in a pleasant mood, being a sound mind and body 24/7 a day, it's just not realistic. It's not realistic.
Right.
You're naive. You're setting yourself up and you're setting the other person up because you know
Right.
everyone is not at their peak performance and on it 24/7. They're just not.
Right.
So you have to be available and willing to go through all the phases of it, and
Right.
bring yourself up. It's funny. So I'm gonna show in retrospect to that one. I'm gonna play this, and I'm not gonna listen to her aspect with that. So yes, I think it's better. I was trying to show them the video, but they can hear what she's saying. So.
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out today, I'm not going to go out. I should do. I chose this man to be the king of everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position in my life. And this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, Figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me. And I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me. And that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me to jump, I'll jump. Sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me to go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, that's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life. My husband is my boss.
Okay.
Now that jumping,
So
and all of that, that's got to be within reason. Like, you telling me to jump off a building, that ain't gonna happen. And it's gonna be how you tell me to sit down. Look, and it's gonna be how you tell me your tone of your voice. To shut up or sit down is if I'm gonna do that. Other than that, I have no problem with what you just said.
Okay, say that again because you broke
Okay.
up again. So
First of all, where is he telling me to jump? Is he telling me to jump off a building, do something like that? Second of all, to tell me to be quieter, it got to be, I got to know what tone he's giving it to me, and how he's saying it to me, whether I'm going to do that. But other than that, I have no problem with all the other stuff that she said. I have no problem.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because she said it was
let me
valid.
start back.
You said that, you married this man and he's the head of the house, so you have to follow the leader. But it's boundaries when you're talking about jumping off stuff and sit down, be quiet. It's got a tone there. Got a tone. We got to talk about that tone. Maybe I was cutting food.
Why we gotta talk about the tone? Okay.
Look, maybe I food somewhere. And he told me to, pipe it down. Vanessa, pipe it down. Then that's a different story. But if I'm talking and you're talking, you tell me, shut up. Nah, bro, hold on. Respect is given both ways.
Right. But the plan is, or the hope is that you would not marry someone who would disrespect you like that.
Exactly.
Don't right. So if we're doing our due diligence, and of course there's exceptions, so don't talk about the exceptions to the people listening. Everyone, when it comes in, when you bring in the exception to a rule, when we're having a discussion, that means that you don't have a valid response. So we're not talking about the exception. So the plan is to marry someone who is respectful of you, right? So he's not disrespectful.
Exactly.
Someone who's who's not abusive and who won't abuse their position or their authority, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone that you trust, right?
Exactly.
So he's not gonna say, sit your ass on the floor while I put my foot in your ass. He's not gonna say that, right?
He better not.
He's not. It's not likely that he's gonna say that, right? It's not likely.
Exactly.
Right, they're gonna say. But if he says, Vanessa, sit down. Are you gonna sit down?
Sit down. You gotta give me the content in which this is telling me to sit down.
I wish I had the video, but there was this comedian. I think it was Corey Holcomb or somebody else. It was a comedian. I can't think of his name, but he's telling a joke, and he's like, men want a woman who listens. We don't need you to question what we're asking you to do or telling you to do. We just need you to do it because there's a reason behind it. We're not just doing it for the purpose of it, right? So if I tell you to duck, just duck. Don't ask me why I got to duck. Don't ask me why I got to duck, because now you just got hit in the head with a bottle because you questioning why I told you to duck. If you had just ducked, you wouldn't have got hit in the head with a bottle. That's oversimplifying it. But if I say, hey, do this, there's got to be that trust there where I'm not telling you that just to tell you to do that. There's a plan behind it, or there's something that I see about it that without question, you do it, right? That's a position that we would love to get to. That would be ideal. But when I say duck, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Why I got to duck? Why you want me to duck? Why do I do that? What would you call that? And you know,
if you're telling somebody to do something, you're gonna always give a reason, a rational, you know, hey, duck, something's coming.
What if we ain't got time for that?
Well, then you get her and make a duck. If something's coming.
So,
because most women want to know why they ducking.
But if I ain't got time for that, if I have to physically reach you and make you duck, whatever's gonna hit you in the head, it already hit you.
You're gonna have to physically come get me and make me duck.
You got hit in the head now. Why I gotta physically come get you?
Ain't nobody nowhere this is gonna go duck.
No,
sit down.
No. If I say duck, you duck, and then you like, what we ducking for? There was something that was coming over your head. You missed it.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if everyone did that? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Everyone.
Wouldn't that be?
It'll be awesome. Like, I don't need everyone in the world to do it. I just need you and me in the relationship, our marriage. When I say duck, you duck. If you tell me to duck, I'm ducking. Why we ducking?
Why we ducking?
Just like when black people run, nobody asks why we running.
No, nobody.
They just run. Then after things are safe, then we okay, why are we running? That's the trust. That's the communication. That's the cooperation that, you know, from a man's perspective, that we would like to have. That, you know what I mean? That's that leadership, that's that submission part of it that we're talking about. That I'm not saying you can't ask why we did it. I'm just saying, let's do it. Then we'll come back.
Her content is how she's talking. She's not asking any questions. She's just doing.
Well, do you have to have the answer to everything?
Yeah, we need to know. When you just ain't going to.
You don't need to know.
I just feel that you do. You still have to know certain things.
Okay, look, no. Let me give you another example. The car is making a funny noise.
Mm-hmm.
You told me it's making a funny noise. I go out there, I do some of this, I turn this screw, I do this, I do that, it's fixed, the noise is gone. You need to know what I did?
Yeah, I want to know.
You need to know. I didn't say you wanted, you want what you wanted.
I need to know.
You don't need to know.
I would love to know.
You want to know. That's not a need.
And need to know.
You do not need to know.
Know what was causing the noise. Any person they got you. I would love to know, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not saying that you would not love to know. What I'm saying is,
I want to know.
I'm not saying that. You need means that if you don't find out, there is going to be a physical or emotional response from you not getting that information. That's what need means. Like, if I gotta eat, if I don't eat physically, my stomach's gonna growl and I'm gonna lose energy and eventually I'll die. But if I don't find out what was making that noise, nothing's gonna happen to me if I never find out what's making that noise.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I mean, I would love to know and like to know and need to know, but if
But
I
you
if
don't need,
you
you
can't
don't
tell me
need to know.
exactly what it is, because you just said I go out here and do this, you ain't gonna know either. So, say for instance, you don't
No,
know,
no,
you
I
just
do
went out there
know.
and by chance and did those things,
No,
and
I
you
know
still don't
exactly
know.
what I did. But what if I tell you, and if you don't have the knowledge of what I'm speaking on, me telling you what I did means nothing to you. Say I recalibrated the evaporator coil. I changed the uh, the timing of the timing chain and this and that and that. If I tell you all that, what you still don't know what I did. You couldn't repeat
Well,
what I did.
well,
You couldn't
what will happen,
do
Mr.
what I
P?
just did.
What would happen, Mr. P, if that situation happened again? I'm gonna say what my husband said. He changed the timing belt or the timing, and he changed this. Whatever you said, trust me, I'm going. If that noise happens again, verbatim, I'm gonna tell the next person this is what my husband did.
Why are you telling the next person? You should be telling your husband.
Just in case I'm stuck somewhere and I can't get to you, and I'm a side of the
You
road,
should
and I
be
have to
telling
go
your
to a
husband.
mechanic.
No, that's not why you need to know. Y'all need to know
wherever,
because
wherever you at, I
is,
said what it said. I said
I'm
what
not
it said,
saying that
and I'm
you did
gonna leave
not
it
say
like
what you
it is.
said, Dr. B. That is exactly what men are talking about. That is exactly what men are talking. That is exactly what Patrice
I
O'Neal was
said what
talking
it
about.
said, and I ain't
That is
backing down.
exactly. There is nothing in scenario where if you trust what he did worked. You don't need to know what he did because he's here. He's there.
Yeah, I'm good. But like I said, I'm with her. I am with her.
I'm not saying that
If
you're
you
with her,
marry
but
someone, you
that's
have
what I'm trying to get to. Understand what is that? What spirit is that? What part of your mind is that where you and there's some I'm not saying everyone. I mean, there's some women out there who don't care who give it, they don't care as long as it happens. There's some women, as long as they come in, the lights pay, the bills, the lights come on, they got money in the account. They're not looking into the intricacies. They don't need to know how this is happening. They know it's happening. Right. So
right.
there's some dynamics or some relationships, and you'll find it out like usually when someone passes away, she's like, I don't know how to do anything. He did everything. I trusted that he was going to get everything, and he did.
And I feel so bad because that person, made that person put everything in their hands. Now, we as women and men, you still need to know some aspects of what's going on, because if something happens to your husband or your wife, you need to know. And so many times a lot of women, when their husband passed away, found out that's when their husband filed bankruptcy, a second mortgage on the home, don't have the money.
That's the negative parts of it. But there's sometimes where they find out
this is the next, but I'm just saying 9 times out of 10 what happens is that they didn't know all of these things had transpired.
I don't think it's 9 times out of 10.
Yes, it is.
I think that's
a lot. If you don't know what's going on, you may not even know that the man has. Is there so many things, Mr. P? Well, you brought that up now.
I'm not saying the majority of the time it's something negative. You said 9 times out of 10. That means 90% of the time.
When I say 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they don't know the financial report of their household.
Okay. So
that's not negative. Financial report could be good, positive, and anything. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. I can accept that. Because, and if you did live that way for 50 or 60 years, God bless you, and you were fine. There's no negative implications for that. Now you just have to learn yourself, right? But you had 60 years of bliss. You had 30 years of bliss.
Yeah.
50 years of bliss where you never had to worry about that. You never had to stress about that. You could focus in on other things. You never had to deal with any of that. Mm-hmm. And just imagine that. That's the beauty of that. The majority of your life, your security, your safety, your provisions were all taken care of.
Yeah.
And that was not something that you had to worry about and stress about or try to figure out.
Yeah.
That's beauty. That's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Isn't it beautiful?
And a lot of people could have that, but you can't do that when you're questioning every move. But again, we're not talking about the exceptions or the traumatic or the bad experiences. We're talking about when you find a person who has demonstrated the character of who they are, and you can see that based on the way that they've reacted. We're not talking about, if you've been dating them, they've been living with their mama, they ain't paying bills, they ain't doing all this. Just because y'all got married, I don't know why you thought that this was going to switch up all of a sudden and this has changed. This is you coming in with that whole human being, both of you and him, and you guys building going forward. So, we always like to take the negative situations and what people weren't doing before, and they think that they're automatically supposed to flip the script. People are who they are. Like I said, if he was a deadbeat, when you married him, he's gonna be deadbeat afterwards. There's a couple of them who can change their life around, but most people don't. So people try to pretend like they didn't see it, or there was no indication of what type of person these people were or were going to be, but it's evident, right? It's evidence of it. You look at who they are. You see, their family. You see all the dynamics. Do you not pay attention to those? I mean, that's one of the biggest things is how somebody treats their family, how they treat their mother, their father. Even if they don't have the best relationships, are they respectful for them? Do they still respect them? Do they still, not talk bad about them? Do they still, do that type of stuff? Because that demonstrates to you that if they can't respect their mother and father, the people, who gave birth to them or created them, they're not going to, there's a chance that they won't respect you. Yes. I'm not saying that that's always going to happen, but they've demonstrated that they have the capacity to not respect the people in their lives or the people who raised them. What makes you think you're any different from them and they're going to just respect you for the rest of their life? No.
Yeah. So you got to start doing your evaluation and looking. If you put this man ahead of your life and ahead of your household, you got to look and see how he's treating various people in his current life. His mother, his sisters, his brothers, co-workers. Because like you said, that personality is not going to change. So you need to know was that Judge Maybelline said you need to look deep before you leap. You got to look and examine these things, before you make this person. So that means that then that trust is built up. So when you marry them, yes, if they ask you to do something, because their personality, their character and integrity. So as they're leading you as your husband, and as head of the household. So if they do tell you to do something, you do it. You won't have any problems doing it because you have investigated, you have sat back and observed the whole thing, through observation, and to feel comfortable. You just ain't gonna let anybody lead you down the path. Yeah,
you shouldn't, because you got to look beneath the surface. Get it? Exactly. Yeah, this surface is attractive. Y'all, okay, we vibe. Okay, they're attractive. Me. I get that part. But then, like you said, how are they treating the people that around them, the people who work for them, or the people who they interact with? How they treating the waitress. If that is for me when I was dating, if someone mistreated people in service who were doing them a service, that was a turn off for me anyway, because I know that that's part of who you are, and then you can turn that against me. I mean, that's the way I saw it. You don't gotta like everybody who your service. If you get bad service, I get it. But the way that some people treat people, it's an indication of who they are. And I don't know why you think that you are immune from that type of treatment if they've demonstrated that they have the capacity for that. So, if somebody's demonstrated they're compassionate and the positive qualities, okay, you can see that as well. So,
Mhm.
you know, you can pretend like you didn't see the signs all you want to, but if you
Exactly.
spent enough time with a person and they've been in different scenarios or situations, that character has always come through, and you just chose to ignore it, or you thought
Ignore it.
that you were special, and
Could
they would
change.
never do.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, they would never. Oh yeah, he cussed out his mama, but he would never cuss me out because I don't deal with that. Nah,
If he cuss his mama out, he gonna cuss you out.
he gonna cuss you out. If he cusses anybody out, you have the capacity for it. If he's the type of person who's not in control of his emotions and who gets reckless with his mouth or can't physically get physical with anybody, you have the chance of that being directed towards you. That's just
Exactly.
simply, you know what I mean? So if someone can keep themselves in check and remain in control in all situations, the likelihood is that they're going to remain that way with you. But you know,
Exactly.
you so I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's just
Well,
usually me. So Dr. V got some work to do, y'all. She still thinks she the boss. And you are the boss, Dr. V.
I am the boss until someone come and change the name. Baby, I'm the boss over Chimp.
You the boss.
I'm the boss.
You, but you ain't gonna. I was be interested. I can't wait, Dr. V, so I can see you not ask why. Just duck. I just want you to duck, Dr. V, and then ask questions later. I'm gonna do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go upstairs and when we're done, and I'm gonna just tell my wife duck and see what she does.
Please let me know how that turned out.
I'm gonna report.
Tell her to sit down. And I want to see how that work out.
Okay. But I'm not gonna say sit down like that. I'm just like, sit down for a minute.
Now you know she gonna sit down.
Okay, then we would have to be in a environment or danger environment for me to, you know, emphasis or put an exercise, you know like
what?
if I'm a high environment.
Do it Friday night.
Friday night. Just
Friday
okay.
night.
So Friday night, you just say sit down.
Sit down.
No, okay. It got to be the right context to make sense. So
we'll see. We will make it. We'll make it either duck or sit down, and I'ma look. I'll be right there.
Okay, and we'll see. Okay, we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay, so if anything you take it from this podcast again is, I don't know. Hopefully you can find somebody that you can duck without question, Dr. V. I mean, everybody out there needs somebody. And hopefully you got somebody that you trust implicitly like that, where they say duck, you duck in there. Sit down, you sit down. And then we're not saying command. We're not saying, in the terms of the negative connotation of like the boss and stuff like that. But, these dynamics happen in relationships, and you got to be able to navigate this thing. So I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I dated someone and they got out of control, or I felt like she got out of control and I had to tell her to sit down somewhere or be quiet or do all like that. I just never was gravitated to those type of women anyway. So if you reckless that, you just was not my type anyway. So
Okay.
You had to break up some fights, Dr.
V?
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to.
Nope. I don't like confrontation. You cutting the food, I'm gonna leave you right where you cutting your food at.
You're like, all right, I see you. Call me. Right. I know, right? Because we've all been out and we've seen somebody act a fool. It's like, okay.
That's crazy. Literally crazy. But yeah, but hopefully, people will just, when you're getting into these relationships and looking for that soulmate or that husband, that you really examine and listen to the clues and the things, especially if someone is verbally abusing you, listen to some of the wordings that they're controlling. That junk ain't cute. You
Yeah.
know, oh, he just want to know where I'm at. Oh, no, look at that baby, because he's not going to change. It's going to get worse. So
Yeah.
we just have to be, make sure that who you're connected with is who is connecting to a good source. I mean, they're loving to parent, they're loving to their mother, to their father, to their sisters, to their brother, to people around them. They speak respectfully. Those are all things to look for. So that, because you don't want anybody to, the thing that we were just saying, being the boss, and she's tired of being the boss. You got to make sure you ain't got no lazy man either. Because if he living with his mama and he 30-some years old, baby, he gonna continue to, that's gonna be his thing. Why is he living with mama? To evaluate that. What's going on there psychologically, emotionally, that he hasn't gotten up out of that mama house.
You can't change that. That in somebody. You can't instill that in somebody. Like I said, they have to be fundamental in the way that they're thinking and how they operate. And then you can enhance it or add to that. Yeah, like if I'm a hard worker, I'm going to work hard in whatever I'm doing. You can come in and say, hey, how about let's start this and we'll put your efforts into this. And then, you're right. So I can direct my hard work into something that'll be more beneficial to me. But if I'm not a hard worker, you can't just bring these ideas to me and I'm going to run with it because I'm not a hard worker. Nope. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's not ingrained to who I am. So, you can do these great ideas, you do all that, or you can present it to me. But if I'm not a hard worker, it's not, I'm not going to get to the end of it. I'm not going to take it through.
Right.
So these are the type of things that, you know what I mean? You cannot make somebody something that they are not. Like I said, you can introduce them to things and give them access and give them some knowledge that they can build upon. But if this person is not self-aware and a complete individual, they're used to someone else making those decisions. You can't turn them into the leader. You can't take, I'm a boss and I like what he do and he's cute. We look cute together. I'm going to make him a boss too. No, you can't. You can't. It doesn't work out. So, but if you can find somebody who you guys are genuine and you know who they are and he knows who you are and you guys can trust each other, things will work out a lot better. So I don't know. I just don't think people look deep enough. I mean, the evidence is there. I just don't think people look deep enough.
They don't do the connection. No, they don't.
They don't look deep enough. They don't. I mean, somebody drive a nice car. That's cool.
They think that's substance.
Yeah. That just means he has a nice car.
That's it.
You got to see the character and how they got that nice car, or what they do with that nice car. It's a lot of stuff that people are not listening to, and I wish you luck, y'all single people, because y'all are the problem, and y'all need to.
Anywho, he gonna talk about the problem. Look, we've had a good podcast. What are your before he start talking about the single people, the problem, because we are not.
I'm just saying,
it has been a fabulous conversation. I'm so happy that we're back together again. Everyone, we have all been busy. You've been busy. I've been busy. We hope to give you all content at least once a week, if not every other week. We'll give you some content. We're going to try in our busy schedules in 2023. We're going to do better. We're going to do better.
Yeah, we're going to do better. 2023. We've got it. So, no time like the present. Exactly. All right, well, Dr. D, I am so glad to be doing this as usual, and I appreciate you.
That's right. I appreciate you too, my brother.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you to duck too and see if you duck. Do the experiment with everybody. And
I'm going to do it now. So do you think I'm a duck now? Now that I know what you experimented?
No, I'm going to do it with like one of our guys' friends and see. You need to ask questions first.
Woo, Lord have mercy. I want to see that.
All right,
Are
Dr.
we
V.
done? Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Tune
Thank
in
you
next
all.
time.
Please
Let's
make
talk with
sure.
Dr. V.
Please make sure that you like, share our video of our podcast. Come on. Share our podcast with other people. Like and subscribe so that when you're out on YouTube or whatever you're doing, you'll be able to be notified when we put new content videos out. All right. So like, share, and subscribe. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.